Man, that is going to be a slobber knocker of a game right there.
In all my time, I don't remember somebody scoring 4.
Yeah, if I use a word, jetapult, it's actually a word. People don't realize it.
Right.
Good try. No soup for you.
And Trey, go get you some wax beans and
Some back soup for the deli, I know.
yeah, go get you some wax beans and
Hey,
have
Trey,
a good day, man.
thanks for
First downs for Central Clay for 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Roll call with a spidget.
Roll call. A spidget.
Spidget.
A spidget.
A spidget.
Heart. Wally would have never got that. He would have said AC/DC or Jim Morrison or somebody. Give me what I'm dying for.
That was back during our days.
That's good 80s rock.
Yep.
80s rock. Jim, one thing about Heart, they're of all the women's rock groups that have ever tried to be a band, they've sold the most records of the rock groups for females, which is
I can believe that.
they're the best, the most high-selling female rock band of all times.
Them and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Joan Jett,
my
now, they
favorites
had
back
1 or
then.
2. Now Heart had
Heart had
13
a ton
hits.
of them.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Heart's one of my favorite groups there. Jim English is here, helping me co-host the show. Wally's in Paying the Mouse down in Orlando.
Yeah, they may sign Wally up.
They
may keep him down
He
there.
may be a character down there.
That's right.
Don't even have to dress up. Just be a character. Hey, man, we just want you to walk around.
That's right. They may not let him leave.
They may not let Wally lead down there. I tell you what about Walt Disney World. They are professionals at getting your money.
They are that.
In Troy, if you want to go out and have a good time, it's $20 here, $20 there. You go to the movie, you spend $25. Down there, every corner you go around 100, 100, 100, 100. I mean, they are just professional at getting your money down there.
You get a Coke down there, you better have to take out a loan.
Yeah, everybody's saying nowadays you got to get the meal plan down there. But anyway,
I'll
Wally's
take
in
your word for it.
Orlando on fall break, and Jim's filling in, and I appreciate Jim helping me out. Jim's a 1985 graduate of Elba High School, and Jim and I went to college together here and played some softball together and some intramural sports together and against each other and became good buddies, and we've been friends now, 25 years?
Yep. And our daughters both wound up at the same daycare.
Yeah.
Both born in 2000.
Yeah.
And so that really kind of got our family
Friendship.
sorted together, I guess. And Sydney and Alyssa have been friends ever
That's right.
since.
Well, first things first, we got to pay the bills a little bit. I want to thank the Old Barn Restaurant for always being a gracious sponsor. If you haven't been to the Old Barn Restaurant, I promise you go out there and get you some cheese biscuits and some fried shrimp and some cheese grits. Woo! It is the best.
Now, I'm missing a fellowship meal to be here tonight, so
I'll buy you a hamburger.
lay off of that a little
I'll
bit.
buy you a burger when we leave.
All right.
Turner Mowing, Blake Turner Mowing, give him a call. Hey, the leaves are fixing to start falling. You need to get with Blake. He can round up all your pine straw for you. He can blow all your leaves for you, get your yard good and clean before you get those Halloween decorations out there. All those fall decorations, if you want pumpkins and scarecrows and all that, call Blake Turner at 465-0600, and he can get all your leaves blowed up and get your yard looking perfect before you put your Halloween stuff out. Now, Alabama Real Estate Connection with Dina and Toby Adams right up there beside Burger King, across the street from Burger King behind the black helicopter. Hey, homes, residential, land, commercial, you want to buy some hunting land, it don't matter. If you want to sell your house or hunting land, call Dina and Toby Adams. Southern Animal Hospital Pet Resort. Take all your animals to Dr. Steve Barron. The Crease Agency up by the railroad tracks on 231. Mr. Mike Crease. Give him a call, 566-8777. Get you some insurance from Mike Crease. Mr. Yanni with the Pig Cafe. And let me tell you, Jim, it's almost catering season.
Yes, it is.
People will be buying turkey and dressing and cooked hams, cured hams. Call Yanni at the Pig Cafe, and he will get you hooked up for your Thanksgiving needs. Don't waste all your time cooking for your family when Yanni can do it for you, and it'll taste better anyway.
Yeah.
And also, all these tailgating events. Yanni can do your tailgates for you. Deep South Apparel. Hey, look at here. Mm-hmm. Pete Van Horn, a Troy native. Deep South Apparel. Now, I know that's competition for you. That just hit me.
Somewhat.
That just hit me.
No.
Pete Van Horn, he does all Wally's.
There's enough to go around for all of us.
He does Wally's shirts for his folk art company, and so Pete's a gracious sponsor of our show. And Severa, Ralph Baker, Hastings, and Reeves, attorneys at law. Crows Chicken in Brundage. Man.
Patsy Gibson.
They ain't nothing. And you know what's something funny about Patsy? Me and Wally do these crazy commercials. and I keep up with the statistics on our Facebook, our website.
Right.
That Crows commercial has got just thousands of hits and likes. I don't know what it is about the Crows commercial. Everybody, is it the chicken? I think it's the Crows chicken in the sauce.
Could be.
All-Star Collision with Derek Bell out there. He's right behind Pike County Ford. All your collision needs, 808-8822. It don't matter if it's just a little ding or you need a windshield repair or if you need your vehicle painted. Go see Derek Bell, 808-8822. Jones Medical Supply, the official oxygen of Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. Hey, he sells CPAPs, wheelchairs, medical beds, you name it. Wally got his TENS unit from there. You know, we did that commercial with TENS unit where he got electrocuted. Health Actions out on 231 next to Zaxby's. And, hey, any type of physical therapy you can think of. You got choices when you walk in your doctor's office and he's going to order physical therapy. You tell him you want to go to Health Actions right out there in front of Hook's Barbecue. And speaking of Hook's Barbecue, go get you some barbecue at Hook's Barbecue, 808-8008. Hey, you know what my favorite meal at Hook's is?
What's that?
That baked potato.
Oh, I was just about to say. That's
Were you?
Yes.
Ooh, man. You get that baked potato with that melted cheese and butter.
And buy you a T-shirt while you're there.
Get you
I won't say
one of the best butts, the best butts T-shirts, and you supply them with
I
T-shirts.
happen to
Okay,
know that's
all
some
right.
good-looking T-shirts.
The UPS store, right across the street from the post office, and hey, they do all your shipping. And a little-known fact: they are the cheapest printer in town. If you need mass printing, there's boxes and boxes of flyers printed, go see the UPS store. Marco's Pizza, want to thank them. Pike County Ford. Look at that beautiful hat right there with Pike County Ford. Thank you, Mr. Carl. Pike County Ford. Southern Roots out on 231. Jim, that's where the old Country Kitchen used to be. Mm-hmm. The old Country Kitchen restaurant. It's reopened at Southern Roots. And, man, let me tell you.
If they got the kind of food like they had at Country Kitchen back in the day,
man, it is good.
It is worth going.
It is, it's kind of like Morrison's Cafe. You come in and you get in line, and they got your plate, and you just tell them what to dip on it. And man, it's dipping goodness, let me tell you.
I'm sure.
And they got macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, anything you want. Green beans are good, rolls, cornbread, your choice. And the banana pudding is out of this world. Out of this world banana pudding, I'm telling you. And want to also thank the Charles Henderson Athletic Foundation for sponsoring the telecast. And since we're talking about the Charles Henderson Athletic Foundation, Jim, we want to go ahead and move straight into the Charles Henderson football game. And they played okay against a very, very talented Greenville team. There was a lot of people thinking that Charles Henderson might lose that game 40-3 or 40-7 or 50-7 or really, really bad. And the score was 21-10 at halftime. And I was proud of the Trojans the way they hung in there until the half. It was. And something special in that game. And Sheldon Sanders was an honorary team member. His brother plays free safety and is a starting safety for the Trojans. But Sheldon was an honorary team member, and he led the Trojans out of the bus through and brought brought water to my eyes, Jim.
Awesome.
It really did.
It probably wasn't dry
and it was just a great, great thing for Coach McCoy and his staff to do, and I'm sure Sheldon enjoyed every minute of it. And let's run that real quick. I want everybody to see Sheldon leading the Trojans at Greenville Stadium Friday night. All right, they can't hear us. And as you can see, Sheldon was just thrilled. And
That had to make his year.
The coaches fist bumping him and getting to lead the Trojans out, and his brother was starting safety for the team, and he had a great game too. J.B. Sanders had a real good game. And I got a few statistics, Jim, from Charles Henderson's loss to Greenville. They ended up losing the game 42-17. And Charles Henderson 1-4 overall, 0-3 in the region, and that's not counting the Brundage game. And one of the highlights of the game was the Charles Henderson's first score was Caleb Geist nailed a 32-yard field goal. And anytime you get past the 30-yard range in high school, that's an accomplishment for a high school kicker to be able to make a 30-something-yard field goal. And he nailed it right down the middle to get the Trojans on the board. Rushing for the Trojans, the quarterback rushed for 21 yards, Puka Jones from his quarterback position. Jonathan Carter, the starting tailback, had 12 yards, and Chance Pollard had 10 yards. Not a lot of rushing yards in the game. Greenville was just that talented. Jim, we fell behind, which dictated a lot of passing. Puka was 17 for 37. He had 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. In high school, that ain't a bad line.
No,
that ain't a bad stat line. Jackson Giles led the way for the Trojans with 4 catches for 87 yards. And I'm going to tell you what, on 2 of those 4 catches, he got forevermore waylaid.
Did he really?
Upside down, flipped, landed on the back of his head one time. And we're talking about first down conversion catches. And he led the Trojans 4 catches, 87 yards. Sam McKinney had a catch and a touchdown. DQ Tony had a catch and a touchdown. We got our first caller tonight. Let's see who this is. You're on Sports Chat with Neil and Wally, but Jim English is filling in. Who we got on the line?
Hey, this is Trey from Birmingham. Let me hold $1.
Let me hold $1, big man. What's going on? What you got on your mind? Tell me what happened up there, man.
Talking about the NFL, how you can't hit anybody anymore. What's up with that?
No, and you can't accidentally land on top of them either.
Wow.
Flag on that penalty from Clay Matthews, that was just the biggest joke I've ever seen.
Man, are you kidding me?
What are you supposed to do to get a quarterback down?
Man, those defensive coordinators are just pulling their hair out. Trey, there's defensive ends that get paid millions of dollars to get around the tackle as fast and as quick as possible. How are they supposed to slow up when they get around that tackle using their speed and agility?
They're overdoing it bad.
I don't know. I don't know either. And I know. And you got to realize, and too, the quarterback is the position that makes the NFL what it is.
They're just gone a little too far with it.
I agree, Trey. I think so too. How was y'all's high school game up there this last week?
Not too good. We had to go 2 Thompson in a new stadium.
How did
state quarterback?
How did Tallulah do?
Oh yeah, a little Tallulah.
Not
the flying Hawaiian.
The flying Hawaiian. Did he throw it around a little bit on y'all?
Oh yeah, he got about $400.
Oh God, Trey. Man, he's that good. He's that good though, isn't he, Trey?
You're gonna drop about 400 on everybody.
Hey, and he's going to Alabama, and he will learn how to play college quarterback for a first year, and then his brother's gonna go pro, and he's gonna take over.
Right, exactly.
They have it right.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
We lost 35-7. I said, you look at the next quarterback at Alabama, so don't feel too bad,
That's right.
That's not too bad.
It was real nice, great stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
About $7 million in that, indoor weight room, all that, indoor practice facility, all that.
Yep. That's right. Well, Trey, thank you for calling, man. Make sure you cut the Prozac in half next time.
He was. I want to talk about one more thing. We had him 3rd and 19 when he scrambled and got the first down on us. 3rd and 19, and we didn't even touch him. He's
fast, isn't he?
I mean,
is he faster than Tua?
He juked our best player like he was nothing,
Is he faster than his brother, you think?
Yeah, he's faster, but he's got better moves too.
I heard he was a little smaller than Tua, but
he's smaller, but he can
run better.
He can make you miss him.
Yeah, gotcha.
So Wally's at Disney World dropping the money, huh?
Yes, feeding the mouse with cash. That's right.
Feet hurting, overweight on the rides.
Yeah, I heard he got kicked off It's a Small World for a weight restriction. No, thanks for calling, man. The sea was angry that day.
I heard Ayrton lost, got bad.
30 to nothing. I think they were just It was Chuck said it's not a good night for the offense or the defense. Just a bad game all around. They'll rebound though, he said.
Well, what happened to your Auburn Tigers, man?
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Offense.
You had to bring that up, big man.
I mean, their offense. You talked about their run game, and you're right about that. They can't run the ball.
No, they can't run the ball.
No, they shouldn't, because the quarterback didn't have a lot of time either.
That's right. Well, let us finish up this high school. We'll get on to the college in just a minute.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you, Trey. Talk to you later, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Finishing up the Charles Henderson game, Jim, they got Carroll of Ozark in a must-win situation coming to the vet this Friday night at 7 o'clock. If they don't beat Carroll, they're not going to make the playoffs. If they beat Carroll, they got a chance, an outside chance at finishing 4th in the area. Still slim, but they got a chance to finish 4th in the area. And that'll wrap up the Charles Henderson game. We'll take our first break of the night. We'll be right back with you. What you got, man?
Man,
what's wrong with this thing?
I done wrecked my kayak, man.
What'd you do? Run into a weather buoy out there?
Yeah, I ran into one of those weather buoys. Yeah, I sure did, man.
Now, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all this?
I don't know, man. I got to go see that lake.
Insurance?
Ma'am?
Insurance?
I don't have any insurance.
He should have went to Crease Insurance Agency out on 231 and got him some insurance. Now he's got to pay cash money for this kayak, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
Listen to the beach worker right here. He's got to pay cash for his kayaks. Visit Mike Crease, the Crease Agency, the only insurance agent you'll ever need. Hey. Man, you got a real estate connection, man.
Can't believe this.
Deals going on, man. You got to call up. What are you doing, man? Monopoly man. They don't play games up here in Alabama Real Estate Connection. Get out of here, man. Get your junk out of here.
You got to get out of jail free card?
You got to call Toby and Dina Adams right here at 566-4765, the Alabama Real Estate Connection. They don't play games up here. They're dealing. Wally, what you working on there?
Oh, man, I'm working on this yard bird right here. Man, Neil, this paint,
that chicken.
Man, this paint is going to the loo, brother.
Now, you know where you can get some good chicken like that fried up on the bone?
I don't know, man, but I'm getting hungry.
The Old Barn Restaurant in Goshen, Alabama. Give them a call, 484-3200. Wally, they got quail, catfish, hamburger steak, shrimp, seafood, and free cheese biscuits with your dinner. They're open Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, and lunch after church. Wally, this thing looks pretty good. Are you through with this? I didn't mean to mess it up. I'm sorry. Wally, what are you doing on that four-wheeler?
Man, look at this thing, Neil. I feel like Evel Knievel, brother.
Good gracious.
How can I get one of these?
Look, man, they're having a drawing. The Charles Henderson Football Boosters is having a drawing for this thing. For $5, you could win this four-wheeler.
Oh, nice, man.
Hey, even a better deal, you can get 5 chances to win for $20 instead of 1 chance for 5. The Charles Henderson Football Boosters.
Can we go to our website and look at it?
Yes, you can go to Sports Chat with Neil and Wally on Facebook and see all the pictures of this you want, or you can give us a call. Watch our show on Sunday nights at 6. Hey, the Charles Henderson Football Boosters. Do you want to win this four-wheeler? 1 ticket for $5, you got a chance, or you can get 5 tickets for $20. Good luck. That's a classic.
That is a classic. He didn't have a lot of hits.
He had 2, I think.
I was going to say,
maybe 3.
I don't think I can remember. What else did he have besides this one? I don't even remember.
Don't put me on the spot. I just know he had a couple of hits. But that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's timeless right there.
Yeah.
Rick Springfield. Again, I'm staying on my 80s. I like Wally brings, Wally plays everything, but I'm staying on the 80s. Yeah. Goshen hosts Laverne, and they lost the game 42-13, Jim.
That had to have been a crowd at that one, though.
I heard. And the legendary Glenn Daniel was there. And I saw his picture on Facebook. And he was at the game supporting the Laverne Tigers down in Goshen. Special teams played a part both ways. They hurt Goshen, they helped Goshen, they hurt Laverne and helped Laverne. They just said, I read in the paper, and some people told me they were there, that special teams played a big part in this game, the punting and the kicking and everything. And so you never know what game it's going to be in your schedule. Right. But, hey, special teams is going to come in to haunt you somewhere or help you. Raekwon Martin had a 24-yard touchdown for the Goshen Eagles. That was their highlight in the first quarter. Laverne led 21-13 at the half, and after halftime, Laverne kind of sauced the game away and took control after the half. Goshen will get a victory next Friday night, though. Or this Friday night, they host Calhoun. Yep. So Calhoun, let it be known that they're a basketball school. And they
will get you back in basketball season.
They will get you back when you play them. Go on and whoop them in football, because they're going to whoop you in basketball, and they're going to remind you about the football score when they get the basketball score on you.
Remember the old Clayton team back in the day?
Yeah.
They were that way.
Yes, they were. You're right. Goshen's got Calhoun coming up Friday night. Rushing for Goshen, Caleb Dawson had 10 carries for 70 yards. Raekwon Martin ended up with 2 carries for 27 yards. Brian Galloway, from his quarterback position, I guess scrambling and running the read option, ran it 8 times for 30 yards. And he was also 3 for 12 passing for 16 yards. Laverne rushed it 28 times for 174 yards, and Laverne pulled away in the second half after a decent score at halftime to beat the Goshen Eagles 40 42-13. And Coach Schneider had them rolling last year with those 16 seniors, and this year's a rebuilding year for Coach Schneider and the Eagles. And I guarantee you they'll be back next year. Watch out, because Coach Schneider, he knows how to get it done down there. He knows how to get those guys playing. Pike County hosted Providence Christian, and Providence Christian was on a roll. They only lost one game all year, and they had been scoring 40 and 50 points against people, Jim.
Wow.
Providence Christians. And I want to mention that Providence Christian's head coach, Kenny Keith, is a Charles Henderson graduate. He was the wideout on the 1980 state championship team.
Really?
Yep. And
they got an assistant coach that I played football with at Elvis, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who? Well, you remember his name?
Jeff Goodson.
Jeff Goodson. I don't know him.
I think he's maybe the strength coach too.
Okay.
But yeah, good guy.
Good guy. Anyway, Providence Christian is having a great year. Pike County beats them down at Brundage Stadium, and Bulldog Johnny gives a call, let us know what happened down there. 25-14, and Pike County stays unbeaten in the region play. And Providence scored first it's talking about special teams. Providence scored first. Pike County snapped it over their punter's head in the first quarter, which gave a short field to Providence and let them go ahead 7-0. Providence led at the half 14-7, but hey, Coach Fred Holland took them in there at halftime. He regrouped them, coached them up, came out, they were fired up, and they ended up winning the game 25-14. Providence did not score in the second half. Just a great coaching job by Fred Holland and his coaching staff down there. Pike County got the ball first after halftime. They went 85 yards in 13 plays to tie it up 14-14. Rayshawn Reynolds rushed for 175 yards in the game, and my gosh, he's got to be averaging about 140 a game.
Yeah,
I mean, he is really, really running the ball. Rayshawn Reynolds is. Pike Lib, 8-0, 3-0 in the area, and they roll right along, Jim. And you know, last year they had all these superstars. This guy can do this, and this guy's so fast, and this guy's so big. He's making all these tackles, and this guy may be the best player to ever play at Pike Lib, and that was last year. And one's now playing at Troy University, and he's a good player. And this year they're playing as a team. They don't have that one guy that they're leaning on. They've locked arms, and they're leaning on each other. And Gene Allen, who has state championship experience from Greenville, he knows how to get it done if they'll allow him. And he's getting it done down there at Pike Lib. They beat Fort Dale 45-0. Son, that's a beatdown.
Big one. Big one.
And I'm going to tell you, that was supposed to be their game. That's their big rival. That was supposed to be the game that was supposed to be the gut check game. Fort Dale game. They went down there and drummed them 45-0. Jim, 6 different Patriots scored a touchdown.
That was at Fort Dale?
At Fort Dale.
That's really big.
And when 6 different people score a touchdown, you remember what I was talking about when we first started talking about Pike Lib? About we're not leaning on this one person?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who do you gear up to stop?
That's right. 6 different people scored a touchdown. Jaquarian Scooter Johnson recovered a fumble in the end zone. That was a big play for the Patriots. And Cody Hollis returned from his shoulder injury, and he caught a 28-yard touchdown pass. So congratulations, Cody Hollis, on the touchdown pass from Jay Sykes. And they got Monroe Academy right here in Troy next Friday night. And I want to tell all the Patriots that are watching, don't let your guard down and look past Monroe just because you're supposed to beat them. Practice up this week and be ready. Don't stumble. Don't stumble, because you got something special going on down there. And just when you think it's too special is when you let your guard down and think, exactly right, all we got to do is show up and we can win. Don't do that. Take every practice Coach Allen has this week super serious. Learn Coach Allen's game plan for Friday night and execute the X's and O's Friday night, and you'll take care of Monroe. But don't overlook them. Don't overlook them. And Pike Lib got a good shot to go real deep in the playoffs and maybe even win another state championship in football. 8-0 overall, 3-0 in the area. Real proud of them. Ayrton gets beat by Abbeville 30-0. I talked to Coach Chuck Dunn, who's the defensive coordinator down there, and Coach Kilchrist is doing a fine job, head coach down there, but he said that Abbeville just had their number.
Abbeville gave Pike County a tough game.
They gave them a fit, didn't they?
Yeah, and we see what Pike County's doing.
That's
so
right.
Abbeville, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah,
for sure.
And he said, but there's some turnovers and the offense just couldn't get clicking, and Abbeville scored 30, and defense couldn't handle Abbeville, so it was just a rough game. Zion Chapel went to Highland Home and lost 58-0. Zion Chapel had the first winning record in 13 years going into that game. I was super proud of Randy Bryant and Noah Lowry and the coaching staff down there. 3-2 going into that game. Now they're 3-3. They're still 500.
Yep.
But Highland Home lays the wood, 58-0 against Zion Chapel, and that's going to cover our local games, and that'll move us right on into our roll call. Jim, we've got a little roll call where we try to tell everybody the high school scores. I'll do half and you do half, all right? Sounds good. Then we'll take a commercial break right after this. Roll call: Prattville 35, Robert E. Lee 22, Elba 26, Brantley 2, Florella
2 points.
2 points.
2 points.
The safety was all they could muster. Elba's defense must have played really good.
Don't see that very often.
Florella 68, Red Level 26, Kinston 46, McKenzie 21. McKenzie's fallen on hard times. I'm not sure they've won one this year. Georgiana stays in the driver's seat, 40-0 over Pleasant Home. And the game we just got through talking about, Abbeville beats Ariton 30-0. Daleville 46, Cottonwood 28, Geneva County 31, GW Long 0. And GW Long's falling on tough times. They had like a 10-year run, and now they're falling on hard times. Luverne 42, Goshen 13. We covered that one. Highland Home 58, Zion Chapel nothing. We covered that one. Strawn beats Geneva 27-14. Houston Academy beats Slocum 27-24. That was a nail biter.
Yes, it was.
Pike County takes care of Providence Christian, as we discussed earlier, 25-14, and Wicksburg handles Opp 47-0. I don't think Opp won a game.
Opp's having tough times this year.
Opp hadn't won a game.
Yep. Also, we have Bullock County defeating Beulah 20-14, Andalusia, another close, low-scoring game, 13-6 over Williamson. We've got Headland 74. Alabama Christian Academy 44.
Jim, you score 44 points, you're supposed to win the game, aren't you?
You
can't give up 74, though. Okay.
That's kind of like that Troy University basketball game where you score 141 points.
You're supposed to win the game.
You get beat by 120. Yeah. Booker T. Washington 22, Dale County 12. Carroll Ozark beat Rehoboth 33-21. Greenville Charles Henderson, we covered that one, 42-17. Greenville wins there. Pike Lib, we just talked about, 45-0 over Fort Dale. Crenshaw Christian 28, Jackson 6. Tallahassee and Valley, two teams that's in Charles Henderson's region. Tallahassee wins 23-0 over Valley. Carver beats Northview 47-13. Russell County, another great game, looks like. 34, Sidney Lanier 31.
Here's the upset of the whole state.
Stanhope Elmore?
Yep.
Stanhope Elmore, another great game, judging by the score. Stanhope Elmore 34, Wetumpka 28.
Wetumpka was undefeated, ranked number 1 in 6A.
Wow.
And went down to their neighbors.
That had been a great environment.
Went down to the neighbors. Go ahead.
And then finally we got Park Crossing 36, Eufaula 18.
That's right. That covers our scores for our area. Again, we try to cover the teams that fall in the Troy Cable Landing area. And if you got any other scores you want to talk about, just call it in here. And the player of the week this week, Jim, is going to be Jackson Giles from Charles Henderson. He's going to be our Marcos player of the week. And pretty much basically due to the two tremendously huge hits he took, skying up in the air and holding onto the football for 4 catches to lead the Trojans in receptions, and also some key blocks on some running plays. But Jackson Giles is our Marcos player of the week, and he wins a large 3-topping pizza from Marco's Pizza here in Troy. Jackson, all you got to do is call them up and order your pizza and take your ID up there and show them who you are, and you get a free large 3-topping pizza. And also, Jim, in the Facebook Beat Wally contest, we had 5 people beat Wally. Because Wally didn't do very well.
Wally must have been thinking about his Disney World trip.
Yeah, he was thinking about Disney.
He was distracted.
We had 4 people that were 4-1 on our Facebook high school picks. Bulldog Johnny, who was our back-to-back winners. Bulldog Johnny won 2 Fridays in a row. Bulldog Johnny went 4-1. Bruce Leviner went 4-1. Bruce Horn went 4-1. Tammy Brooks went 4-1. And Tommy Wyndham went 4-1. And David Doty, my producer, did not go 4-1. Anyway, the score was 26-2, which was a 28-point total, and that gives it to Tommy Wyndham. He had a 46 total, and he was the closest to the total. So Tommy Wyndham, you're our Marco's Beat Wally Facebook picker of the week. You get a free topping large pizza from Marco's. Tommy, give them a call. Take your ID up there and enjoy your large 3-topping pizza from Marco's Pizza here in Troy. And that's going to wrap up our high school picks. Hold on, one more quick thing. The 5 games for the Beat Wally this week are going to be Charles Henderson and Carroll, Dothan and Northview, Elba at Georgiana, Highland Home at Laverne, and Pike Lib at Monroe. And the total score is going to be Elba at Georgiana. Those are going to be the 5 pick'ems for the Marco's Pizza Pick'em on Facebook, Beat Wally this week. So go ahead and start studying, and we'll get them out there on Facebook where you can make your picks. Good luck on that. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with you to start our college football.
Man, I done went and got me some Crow's chicken. Wally, this is Crow's chicken. Look at this sauce I got. Oh, man. This is a nugget snack from Brundage Crow's. This is the real Crow's with the real chicken nuggets like the old time. Big, thick, juicy, fried perfectly, just like the old days. And Crow's and Brundage, give them a call, 735-3005. I'm fixing to look at that. Hey, what am I Armstrong? Where? What's man, give them a call. Brundage Crow's. They cater. They even got fried catfish on Friday nights. Wally, where you been, man?
Bill, I've been across the street
Good
over
Lord,
there.
what are you going to do with all that?
I was across the street over there. The line was out the door, man. And I saw the UPS store, so I thought I'd come in here and see if I
I'm
could
glad
get
you
some
came to the
mail.
UPS store.
Where to the UPS store? Let me help you with that.
Good, look at this, man. Can you help him mail all this?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Good deal.
I'm
Hey,
taking everything for you.
Grade A customer service at the UPS store. Give them a call today, 566-9470. Don't go across the street. Go to the UPS store for all your copying, printing, and shipping needs.
Hey, Neil, man, need some help, man. I watched Point Break last night with Patrick Swayze.
What happened? Here comes the lifeguard.
Same guys, yesterday you already wrecked my kayak and got an insurance.
Are you okay?
Man, I think I
Pulled your leg
pulled
muscle?
my leg muscle.
You're going to have to go to Health Action to get that worked out with physical therapy. Give them a call, 670-5435. Health Action's in front of Hook's Barbecue. Man, I hope you're okay.
I hope so. Dadgummit. Man.
What's going on, Wally? What's wrong with that thing?
Oh, Neil, Dad, my gum, man. I can't cut grass. I can't have nothing anymore.
Is it broke? I mean,
I don't know.
What
What
I
I
chopped it all up over there.
Yeah, pretty brutal. What I should have done was called Blake Turner with Turner Mowing at 334-465-0600, and I wouldn't be in this predicament
Look
right
at
here.
this. Best rates in town. Call Blake Turner. He'll give you a low quote. He'll give you the best job.
You won't ever get this one, Jim.
Trying not to cheat by looking at the screen.
No. Wally, who's this?
I remember the song.
Come on, y'all. Really? It's 3 words.
That's been a one-hit wonder.
No. Wow, they got a lot of hits.
From the 80s?
No.
Oh, that's the problem.
2000s.
That's awful.
Huh?
That's why I don't know it.
Wally don't know it either. If it ain't Hank Jr., Wally don't know it. Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo
Come
Dolls.
on.
Yeah, I figured.
Kidding me?
I couldn't name
Come on.
nothing.
Who we got on the line? Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. Jim's filling in. Who's this?
This is Fred the Dorf Dorfman.
Fred the Dorfman. All right. Calling in.
Hey, this is Wally. What's up, fella?
Wally from
Wally?
what part of the theme park are you in right now? What part of the theme park is getting your money right now?
I'm trying to get on Space Mountain right now. So.
What?
That's fitting.
Snake Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Oh, Space Mountain. Okay.
Mountain, man.
I got
Hey,
you.
I did, man. I waited 2 hours in line to get Donald Duck's autograph, man.
You did, man. You know that's just somebody in a costume, right?
No, man, that's the real one. It's the one on TV.
Oh, you.
I'm pretty sure.
Did you get,
Pretty
That's the
sure,
cartoon
man.
one.
did you get his autograph?
Yeah, I got it, man. But I tell you what, when I get back home, I'm doing a GoFundMe page. Yeah, right?
Yeah, they get you around every corner down there, don't they?
Every corner they'll nail you.
I hear
You
you.
don't have a long time, but hey, what about my beat Wally? Did Wyndham beat me this time?
Tommy went. Everybody, well, pretty much everybody beat you.
Well, I figured that, but
But,
what
yeah.
about my
Bulldog Johnny, Bruce Leviner, Bruce Horn, Tammy Brooks, and Tommy Wyndham all went 4-1. But Tommy Wyndham had 46 total points, and the score was 28, so he wins the Marco's Pizza.
Well, that's cool. That's good. Well, I gave the games for this coming up Friday. It's going to be good high school games.
I picked them out. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
CHHS in Ozark.
All right.
Dothan Northview.
Okay.
Elba, Georgiana.
All right, that's a good one.
Highland Home, Laverne.
Woo!
Pike Lib at Monroe Academy.
Man, those are going to be some hard ones, man.
Total points is going to be Elba, Georgiana.
Whoever wins that one's probably going to have probably two wins, Dale.
I know it.
Go ahead and see it.
Hey, you want to tell everybody your Lowry's Locks why you call in?
Yeah, go ahead. I just texted to you. I'm in kind of a dark place, so I can't see off my phone.
I got the text from you. I got them. How'd you do last week? Do you know?
Yeah, I did a push on one, but I came out ahead. I do know that.
So
the only one that got me was LSU.
So it was a winning weekend last weekend for Lowry's Locks.
Winning weekend. And, hey, Jim, if you see Barry McKnight, tell him that John Longshore, I don't know what he's doing, but he said on 7:40 a.m., take Auburn at the point, they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. That's his exact quote.
That's what Longshore said.
That's exactly what the Phantom said.
Now, wait a minute. Now, the Phantom is not Longshore.
That's right, man. Don't you know this?
Don't you know that's two different people?
No.
You have not been listening close enough.
Longshore. Take the point to 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what he said. I remember.
Well, hey, man, listen, I got to go. That lady that sings in that movie Bridget or whatever, she's about to get on stage.
All right. All right, man.
Before I go, your favorite band is playing tonight after Fireworks.
Who?
Air Supply, man.
Oh, yes. They're awesome.
Air Supply.
Are they really playing?
Wow.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dude. When I walked in and gave them a Mickey Mouse pass, it said Air Supply tonight. That's pretty cool.
Well, you need to stay and check that out, man. They're so old. They're about. I mean, they're probably gonna be touring but another year.
Oh, I know. Well, listen, man. Let me go before I get on this fast pass thing.
All right, Wally. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your vacation.
Hey, Jim, thanks for filling in, brother.
Yes, sir. Glad to do it.
Right,
Having fun.
Right.
Cut the Prozac in half next time. Oh, Wally calling in. Let's do Lowry's Locks real quick since Wally just called in. These are college picks. Wally likes Florida -7. They're playing Vandy. He likes Alabama laying the 28 over Missouri. He likes Auburn laying 17 over Tennessee. He likes Miami laying 6 over Virginia. And he likes Texas laying 16.5 at Baylor. Yes, that's 5 favorites. So I can go ahead and promise you right now, he ain't going to win all 5 of them.
You got to explain to me what laying something and all that stuff means.
Don't worry about it, man. Let it go. Just let it go.
I get the point spread thing. I just don't understand the language.
You're laying the points.
You're laying points.
Jim, Thursday night at the Vet, Troy beat Georgia State 37-20. That was their 5th straight win. And they're now 5-1 overall and undefeated in Sun Belt play.
Love it.
And we got a few highlights here of the Troy game last Thursday night at the Vet, and they're kind of exciting.
There was a lot of them.
It was a lot of highlights. So 37 points. Here we go. This is Barker. This is the first play from scrimmage. Barker, he had the touchdown, but he slowed down because he didn't think anybody was behind him.
Yeah. It's like he lost sight of the guy for a second there.
The Trojans end up punching it in right here. 7-0 early. Trojans untouched.
Still wish they'd go back to those Cardinal helmets, though.
You like the Cardinal helmets?
I love the Cardinal.
This is the big fumble recovery.
That was a hit right there.
Yes, it was.
They had guys laying all over the field.
He sure did. There was.
But he put a shot in his chest. Mm-hmm. Right on the ball, probably.
Now, I like those uniforms.
I mean, I like them. I do. I definitely like the T on the side better than what they used to have. But
yeah, I think
I prefer the Cardinal.
This is the deep pass. I think that's on the money.
Yeah.
Never breaks stride.
This is pretty.
This is effort.
Yep.
I mean, that's an NFL throw right there.
That's sweet right there.
That's an NFL throw. The coverage wasn't bad, was it?
Maybe a step on him.
And
if he'd left that one short, he'd have definitely been tackled.
I think this is a big 3rd down conversion to Willis across the middle. Yeah.
Yep.
And hey, Willis is young and he's tall and he's fast. He is going to be something to handle for the next 2 or 3 years.
He's probably going to pack on some muscles.
Yes, he is.
While he's at Troy. Maybe a good NFL prospect someday.
This is the touchdown to DeAndre Douglas.
Well placed pass right there.
He threw it before he cut.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful.
Yep.
20-0 at this point, and it looked like it was about to be a runaway.
Yeah.
Georgia State finally got it together and started tasking our defense a little bit.
Yeah, after those first 4, we scored 4 times, I think, before they ever scored.
This is
and then we kind of sort of swapped. Yeah, that's a pretty run right
If
there.
he'd have cut it to the right here.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and they caught him. And I'm going to tell you, I was on the Troy sidelines doing my job, and they were giving him trouble about getting caught, man.
I'll never hear the end of that, I'm sure.
They were
Especially Caleb Barker, but he really gave him trouble.
He was giving him trouble, buddy. And this is the same play that they were going to rerun. This is the big safety.
Yeah, but that's a big play, right? And he started towards the running back to begin with on the fake, and then changed course quick to make a big play.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that when it happened.
Yep. This is a big conversion play. Just hard running by B.J. Smith.
Yeah, I like the lineman
downfield
helping block too.
23-6 at this point in the third quarter. I think this is a fumble. Yeah. Another takeaway by the Trojan defense.
Good to see that again, but we went through a few years there where
we
just had to try to outscore everybody. It's good to see the defense playing so tough again.
This is a touchdown in the corner to Willis.
That's a pretty pass, too.
And he reaches out and hits the pylon. Beautiful.
Good effort.
Beautiful. This is B.J. Smith right in the middle. Watch him shed this safety. Right here. Get off me. And he didn't get caught like the quarterbacks did.
Yeah. Boy, he's been since we've been without Henderson this year.
Stanhope Elmore, B.J. Smith.
Yeah.
He didn't have hardly a line to block for him, Stanhope Elmore, I'm glad he didn't, because he would have been highly recruited.
Yeah. Yeah, that first game, I was wondering, where's Henderson? I was expecting this, big things out of him.
Yep.
And,
he was in the doghouse.
I had guessed maybe that's what it was.
Yep. And he's off the team now.
But boy, this kid, B.J. Smith, has been something else.
Right. And hey, Troy goes on to win 37-20. Caleb Barker, who is injured, and we do not know the outcome of the injury. I think everybody needs to pay attention to Coach Brown's press conference in the morning, and when he gives his injuries updates, we should know more about Caleb Barker in the morning. But it's been mum is the word all weekend about Caleb Barker's injury. But before he got hurt, and he was 9 for 10 for 136 yards and just 2 touchdowns before he got hurt, and the rumor is it's an ankle, but nobody's sure. Nobody's sure. We'll find out tomorrow when Coach Brown does his press conference in the morning, his weekly press conference. Sawyer Smith replaced Barker, and he was 10 of 15 for 81 yards and a touchdown. And Jim, how did we rush the ball, Jim?
That was really, I think, there were a lot of big highlights of the game, but the way we ran the ball, I actually found this one stat that I didn't realize. As a team, Troy ran for 9.1 yards a carry for the entire game. As a team. And that was a school record, they said.
Yeah, those 3 long runs helped that.
Yeah.
B.J. Smith with a long one, and both quarterbacks had a long one.
Yeah, Barker actually had over 100 yards rushing.
Before he got injured.
Yeah, without playing near the whole game.
Yeah.
And, in fact, his 75-yard run, it said, was the longest by a Troy quarterback in Division I history.
Wow.
So,
and you would think with Mike Turk and all that.
That's Division I.
Division I.
That's what I thought, too, until I saw the Division I.
Okay, yeah.
But, and you're talking about Caleb being injured, not knowing the status. The good news is Sawyer Smith had a great game replacing him, running and passing.
Yeah.
So if we are missing Caleb Barker for a game or two,
maybe
we got a solid guy, looks like, to take his place at least.
We got Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia coming up. And big game for the Trojans. Hey, Liberty's been scoring. Not that they got a great football record, but they have been scoring a ton of points.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm worried about Liberty. The Sun Belt standings, Troy and Georgia Southern are both 2-0. In the East, App State is 1-0. They had a game canceled with the hurricane. Troy's got to go to Boone, North Carolina later on this year, and that is going to be a showdown in Boone, North Carolina.
It always is. It always seems like it comes down to that.
And huge Sun Belt matchup. The East is clearly the better side of the conference. Troy is just dying to host that first Sun Belt Conference championship game, and I hope they get. That'd be so neat.
That would be great
to have that right here in the vet. On the west side, Louisiana Raging Cajuns are 1-1, and they're in first place. Everybody else is 0-1 and 0-2. So the west side's just struggling. And we'll get into the Alabama and Auburn game right after these commercial break. We'll be right back.
Wally, what you got there? Hey, man, I'm fishing for sharks, dude. Cane pole and wigglers? Oh, heck yeah, man. When you're deep south of Carroll, you look good, you feel good, you can fish good. Well, I got on deep south. What you got? I got a big shark. Could be Charles's cousin. Look at cane pole. Oh, Pete Van Horn, deep south of Carroll. Look for him on Facebook. Deep south of Carroll. You might catch a shark. Wait a minute. Break it. It broke. The shark broke the hook. We're going to get it next time.
Good morning, everybody. This is Neil from Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. It's time for my morning biscuit. I want you to look how big that biscuit is. I'm going to put this butter on that biscuit. Came from the Pig Cafe out on North Three Notch. Go see Yanni. Get you a real biscuit. Hey, Wally.
Hey.
What you got there?
Where'd you get that biscuit at?
This is Pig Cafe on North Three Notch. Where'd you get that?
Oh, man, 231, one of those big box chain stores out there in Neil. They even got a paper straw.
Man, look at the size of that little thing. Look at
Good
it.
gracious.
I'm about to put butter on this. Is 3 times the size of that.
I should have gone see Yanni.
Go to the Pig Cafe on North Three Notch or call them for catering, 334-770-0134. Get a real biscuit.
Don't want a wimpy biscuit.
Our patients trust us, and you can trust us too. At Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort, we're a full-service animal hospital offering preventative care and hospital care with complete in-house laboratory testing. You'll also love our on-site pet resort, featuring individualized care for your pet during their vacation. We believe every animal deserves the best care possible, and that's what we deliver every day. So the next time you need veterinary care, see Dr. Steve Barron at Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
I can kill this thing, man. Dang on, Wally. You done figured that thing out, man. That's looking good, bro. You were in the tree every day. Man, can you believe he ain't got it in the tree this time? Look at that. Whoa. What's going on here? Man. What's going on? I didn't hit your vehicle, man. Wait a minute. Man, look how scratched up that thing is. God almighty. Who can you call to get this fixed? Call Derek Bell at All-Star Collision, 808-8822. Any type of crap like this, or when Wally wrecks his drone, call All-Star Collision, Derek Bell, 808-8822 on 231.
I knew you had to get some journey in there.
Couldn't have a show without it. I'm really on the journey kick right now because, hey, I just a month ago went to a concert in Birmingham.
Yeah, I knew you did.
So I'm really on a journey kick right now.
Oh, they were as good as it came back in the day now.
Oh, my God. And, Steve Perry's got a new album.
I remember hearing something about that.
He's got a new album. Of course, now his voice is nothing close.
Can't be.
Nothing close.
Yeah, I knew a guy in college that was from Michigan, I think. He sounded just like Steve Perry. You would not have believed it.
Well, he should have made millions.
He was something.
Jim, Alabama kills Arkansas 65-31. This is Tua's stat line now. Listen to this. 10 for 13, 334 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And if you weren't listening very close, that's more touchdowns than incompletions.
And that is almost a touchdown every 3 passes. Did you realize that?
Unbelievable.
That's unreal.
And what's his stat?
Just as a comparison, okay, Arkansas's quarterback threw 3 times as many passes.
Yeah.
100 less yards and half as many touchdowns.
Let me ask you this. When he gets in a game situation where he has to play 4 quarters, are his stats going to go down, or are they going to equal what he's showing everybody in these early games for 4 quarters?
Who knows now? If last year's national championship is any indication of how he reacts under pressure, you can't get more pressure than that. The guy comes off the bench in that situation.
Yep.
So if that's an indication, pressure means nothing to the guy, but you just don't know.
Smith had 2 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle had 4 catches for 49 yards. D. Smith, who caught the touchdown pass in that national championship game, had 2 catches. Henry Ruggs had 1 catch for 33 yards and a touchdown. And Jerry Jeudy had 4 catches for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I'm going to tell you, Jim, you can say, and also Damian Harris had a catch out of the backfield for 12 yards. You can say that Alabama's coached up and Saban's the best coach on the field, and hey, these plays are great they're calling, and oh, that's a great play call. You know, they faked them out, you know, this and that and the other, but every now and then it comes down to the Jimmies and the Joes. Yep. The X's and O's, the Jimmies and the Joes. I'm telling you. And you know, every position, Alabama, they got either a 5-star or a 4-star. Mostly 5 stars. Yep. And even 5 stars in the backup roles. And I pulled a clip, and I wanted to show everybody the difference between a 5-star and a 3-star. Because everybody says, you know, this is a 5-star, this is a 3-star. I want you to look. This is a slant that's a 12-yard gain for anybody else, but not for Judy.
See you.
He outruns everybody to the sideline, turns it up, and then outruns everybody to the end zone. Now, that play is a 13-yard gain and 2 people wrap him around the legs.
Normally.
A normal receiver.
Yeah.
But that is a 5-star receiver catching a ball against a 3-star defensive back, not going to get him, not going to get him.
And he thought he had an angle.
He did have an angle. He didn't think he had an angle. He had an angle. But that is the difference between a 5-star recruit and a 3-star recruit. That athlete was better than the other athlete. Yeah. All it was a little 13-yard slant play. Yeah. Touchdown, Alabama.
You know, and I
that's
remember,
incredible.
We were talking about this earlier. I remember when Julio Jones was there.
Yeah.
And he's just a freak. I mean, he's a freak of nature, and everybody said, man, we'll never see another one like this.
That's right.
You know, and I'm not sure we have seen another one like him.
No.
But then right behind him comes Amari Cooper.
He's with Oakland now.
Maybe not quite as good as Julio, but right there.
Yep.
You know. Then behind him, Calvin Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, we've got one receiver after another. All of a sudden, these high school receivers are thinking, hey, I can go to Alabama and do that. And now, Judy, if he stays on this pace, he may leave all of them. He may blow all of them out of the water because, I mean, this guy's got the numbers he's getting.
They're incredible.
The highlight plays that this guy has.
Oh, my gosh.
Some of them are just perfect, you know, over the shoulder and stride, but some of them are like
that, where he just beats the whole defense on his own. Damon Harris had 15 rushes for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris had 7 carries for 35 yards. Hurts, from his quarterback position, had 4 rushes for 35 yards. Josh Jacobs had 5 carries for 10 yards and a touchdown. Tua had 3 rushes for 7 yards. Alabama rushed it 40 times for 214 yards. Saban was not happy with the defense. He said they were not playing at a championship level. Whoa. Jim, we got to clarify this statement. This is, when he says they're not playing at a championship level, he didn't add that it was his 2s and 3s that weren't playing at a championship level.
The backups. That's right.
Come on, Saban.
That's right. I'm not sure anybody can quite play at Saban's ideal level.
My defense is not playing at a championship level. No, your 2s and 3s are not. Oh,
I tell you, he had a.
Let's all write home the 2s and 3s are not playing at a championship level.
He had a great quote at halftime. I don't know if you saw that clip or not.
I did.
But about the Russian.
Don't count it. You don't get any extra points.
The guy's implying that you know the Russian stats
right,
need
don't
get
any extra points.
He said, "Do you get more points for Russian?" Not, it don't matter to me.
He said, "We'll throw it." Yeah. Alabama plays Missouri in Tuscaloosa next Saturday at 6 p.m. That'll be on ESPN.
That'd probably be ugly.
It probably will.
I saw an interesting stat going into this game, too, that somebody posted.
Go ahead.
Going into the Arkansas game, it said it had been 4,031 days and 7 head coaches since Arkansas beat Alabama.
You can add to it now.
7 coaches.
You can add to it.
Yeah.
Auburn loses 23-9 down in Starkville to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And, Jim, I've been seeing on Facebook, Fitzgerald didn't score that touchdown. The replay didn't do us justice. Whitlow did score that touchdown. The ball was still in his hand when it crossed the line. That's a 14-point swing. Fitzgerald didn't score, and Whitlow did. 14-point swing. On people saying on Facebook, the referees took it from us. So it's got a huge 14-point. Let me tell you something. Them 2 plays didn't have nothing to do with Fitzgerald running the ball 28 times for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. They stuck it down our throat. And I'm saying ours because I'm an Auburn fan. Mississippi State stuck that football down our throat. The quarterback ran it 28 times for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. You don't think by the mid-third quarter they knew the quarterback was going to run it?
I would have thought so.
Jeez. Anyway.
Yeah, he had an incredible day. Of course, you know, most of you that watched the game realize he broke Tebow's all-time quarterback rushing record in the SEC, which I didn't think
would ever be touched.
Would ever happen. I didn't have any idea Fitzgerald was that kind of a runner. I knew he was a good runner, but I knew it would take
a 3 or 4 year starter.
Yeah.
And Jared Stidham was 19 of 38 with 214 yards, no touchdowns. He's running for his life the whole game. And you can say Stidham didn't play well, Stidham didn't throw the ball well. Look, Mississippi State was blitzing like crazy.
Well, and you got to take into account the drops. He had several big drops,
and he had some overthrows. Yeah. But hey, he was running for his life, yeah. and our offensive line could not pick up the blitz. Yeah. And when you can't pick up the blitz, your quarterback's on his heels, brother. He's ready to run. Yeah, Stidham was sacked 5 times in the game. Whitlow had 8 carries for 88 yards. Cam Martin had 4 carries for -2 yards. Auburn rushed the ball 16 times for 112 yards. That's not including the sack yardage and the 5 sack yardages. Auburn falls to 4-2 overall and 1-2 in SEC play. They got Tennessee coming to the Plains at 11 a.m. on the SEC network.
That game, you know, full disclosure, I'm an Alabama fan, okay, but the controversial plays he was talking about, honestly, either one of those, I think, whichever they called on the field, that's what they were going to have to stick with, because it was close enough that, you know, if they had called, say, the fumble at the goal line, if they had called that a touchdown, they couldn't have reversed it to save their life because the video was not conclusive enough. And the play where the quarterback landed on his side at the goal line, if they'd have called that a score, they couldn't have reversed that.
Is Gus on the hot seat?
It's just one of those, I don't know. I thought he was.
They got GoFundMe
so many times before.
They got GoFundMe accounts for the buyout right now. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with you to discuss a few more college football things.
Wally, what are you doing out here at the Troy Sports Shop, man? That's a nice looking gun.
Man, Neil, this is about a $2,000 gun. I'd love to have this thing, but I'm so broke. American Express sent me a letter and said, please leave home without it.
Man, what you need to do is go to the Charles Henderson Athletic Foundation. They're raffling these guns off.
Oh, are they?
$100 tickets. All they're going to sell is 300 tickets. That's it. So you got a good shot at winning. Cool. And they got Berettas, Bonellis, Brownies, 12 gauge, 16 gauges, 20 gauges, your choice. Every one of those shotguns is over $1,500 a piece. You could win that.
All right, man. So they only selling 300 tickets.
300 tickets is all they're selling. Get with somebody at the Charles Henderson Athletic Foundation. Get your ticket today.
Hey, Neil, I need some help, man.
What are you doing? What are you trying to grill?
I done burnt my barbecue, bro.
Those ribs look crisp, man. What in the world have you done? You have ruined those ribs.
I can't grill, can't have nothing, man.
Man, Hook's Barbecue's right down the street, the best barbecue in South Alabama, probably in the southeast United States. Hook's Barbecue, man, it's right over there. Give them a call. They do catering. You can get ribs like that. Like all you got to do is go through the drive-thru and get the ribs. 808-8008. Call them for your catering. Anything you need, they can fix them. They can fix any type of catering order you need. Don't cook your ribs like this, burnt crisp.
Neil!
Man, what have you done?
Man, I done messed up.
The wind got caught in that umbrella.
Man, I can't. Oh, no, here she
Hey,
comes.
man, you again? You already crashed my kayak yesterday and got an insurance claim about drowning surf earlier. Now, what happened?
I don't know, man. Are you injured?
Yeah, I might have to call Jason Jones. What's that number?
You gonna need a splint?
A splint and some oxygen.
Call Jason Jones at Jones Medical. He's gonna need a splint for this injury on the beach. 566-1002. Medical injury at the beach. Can you believe it?
I see the name of the group, but I never would have said that. I never would have known that one.
Eagle Eye Cherry.
Never heard of them. Come on, man. Never heard of them.
All right, we're running short on time. I got to get in a hurry with this. Get my mouth going a little faster. Texas A&M beats Kentucky and knocks Kentucky from the ranks of the unbeaten. That's really a good thing for Troy, though, because if Stoops would have kept winning, somebody was going to scoop him out of Kentucky, and you know where Neil Brown's from.
That's right.
They would have been after Neil Brown at Kentucky, so it may still happen. Let's keep an eye on that. Oklahoma loses to Texas in the Red River Shootout. Oklahoma all but out of the playoffs now with that overtime with Army and then lost last week. Florida beats LSU down in the swamp. Tim Tebow gets his name in the Ring of Honor. Auburn and LSU were both just pretending, weren't they? Now that Florida's beat LSU and Auburn looking like crap, they were just pretending to be in the top 10. Don't you know Washington would just love to play Auburn again? But I tell you what, though, you know, that just shows Washington looks like they're the top echelon in the Pac-10. Auburn is not looking good at all, and Auburn beat them. That just shows the SEC dominance right there.
It does.
Dwayne Haskins shreds Indiana from Ohio State. He throws 6 TDs, 465 yards. He's got to be right in the middle of the Heisman mix. Notre Dame wins. They'll be in the playoff if they win out, I guarantee you. They beat Virginia Tech. Quick roll call of scores at the college level. Troy beats Georgia State 37-20. Michigan beats Maryland 42-21. Texas beats Oklahoma 48-45. Bama beats Arkansas 65-31. Northwestern beats Michigan State 29-19. West Virginia beats Kansas 38-22. North Carolina State beats Boston College 28-23. Clemson beats Wake Forest 63-3. Miami beats FSU 28-27. Florida beats LSU 27-19. Colorado beats Arizona State 28-21. And Ohio State beats up on Indiana 49-26. Take it over.
We got Texas A&M beat Kentucky 2014, as we mentioned. UCF beat SMU 48-20. Washington beat UCLA 31-24. Wisconsin beat Nebraska 41-24. Mississippi State, as we said, beat Auburn 23-9. Georgia over Vanderbilt easily 41-13. Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, we mentioned Notre Dame wins 45-23. Utah over Stanford 40-21. South Carolina beat Missouri 37-35 in a 5-hour game. Arizona beat Cal 24-17.
And the big games coming up. Troy at Liberty, Auburn hosts Tennessee, Georgia at LSU, Penn State, Michigan, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Ohio State, Minnesota, Texas A&M, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, UCF at Memphis.
Alabama, Missouri, Florida at Vandy, Miami at Virginia, Michigan hosting Wisconsin, Notre Dame hosting Pittsburgh, Oregon hosting Washington, Texas hosting Baylor, West Virginia is at Iowa State, and Colorado at USC.
We appreciate you tuning in. I want to thank Jim for sitting in
good time,
for
man.
Wally
Enjoyed
and
it.
helping. And we'll see you next Sunday night at 6 o'clock with Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. Thanks again.